Hi guys, how are you doing? Yes, I have a cover on and I am not, that morning rush, but I told you I am not going to give up on you guys. And so today topic is how to push forward from neglection. Isn't that a good topic to talk about? How to push forward from neglection? Now, it's kind of hard because when you're dealing with people, especially friends, family, or whoever you've been, and you're just feeling neglected. They're not with you anymore. And so it's kind of hard. But here's some strategies that I personally use every day because it is a grief. When you can be grieving for anything, not just death. So again, family neglection, friends neglecting you, boyfriend neglecting you, husband neglecting you. What should you do during the time of neglection, and how should you approach the situation? Now, depending on who they are, because I know for me, when I was dealing with neglection, the feeling of feeling like it, I did approach the situation. And I would go to different peers, and they would always tell me, you need to talk to them. So I would talk to them, but they wouldn't hear. I don't feel like they really understand me. So I think that's a good thing to start off with. Is pretty much telling these people, did you understand what I'm saying? Did you get that? Because dealing with neglection, it is not a good feeling. And it's a difference between, I understand that people gotta work or people gotta do certain things. But when it comes a repeated cycle, at some point during that time, you're going to have to be strong. You're going to have to really honestly work on removing yourself. Removing yourself is not easy. And sometimes we go back, but if the people keep on repeatedly hurting us, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to eventually move on. Neglection is not a good feeling. It's not. It's the difference between taking care of what you need to take care of, but being neglected and feeling like you don't belong. That is not a good feeling. So, for me, I felt that way growing up. Especially after death. Oh my God. I'm like, oh, it's not the same. Friends, it was just not the same. Nothing was the same. So I had to be strong. And so in this, what did I do during the neglection times? Most of the times I spent crying because I was trying to do the communication, and they didn't want to really, I didn't feel like they understood me. And so I spent most of my time crying. I spent most of my time really writing a lot. And then after that, I just was like, okay, I'm going to be alone for a while now. It's kind of hard because when people get to walk off, they don't realize that there's still unfinished business there. And it hurts. I can really speak for you on this. It does hurt because, first off, you get to walk off with unfinished business, and I have to sit here and figure it out. You can't figure out anything. And it's not for you to figure it out. You have to pray. You really do have to pray. But you also have to have more strategies. Writing. Doing the things that you actually like to do. Being neglected is part of, actually, to me, when someone removes themselves, I start to think about, what did you leave behind for these people? Because once they remove themselves, trust and believe they think about you, believe it or not. When people randomly just stop talking to you or randomly just start acting strange, or you have to remove yourself because it's hurting too much. That's where you have to say, me removing myself or these people leaving me, was this a good thing? You know what I'm saying? Because right now, by the way, there is just so much stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people be saying that the world is not like it used to be. Things are not the same. And it's just so many things going on to the point for me, I say, you know what? It could be actually better if a lot of people put down their pride. Neglection, I'm going to tell you what, I personally feel like it is some that just came from their pride. So if somebody had to really remove themselves from the situation, or they had to quit something, or they had to just leave, it's because when you got too much of it to where you just think it's okay to behave. So, because I learned in counseling, y'all, that the lady said to me, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the person. It's the behaviors. And so when someone neglecting you and you feeling like you don't belong because they neglected you, and they sitting around here acting like they did nothing wrong, and they just so in denial, and they just feeling like, man, no, I ain't do nothing. And you know deep down in the heart, it is just hurting you, and they still run around here like, I ain't do nothing. And they just so in denial, it gets to the point where you're really going to have to come up with some strategies. Me, I had to come up with a whole life plan. You can't just move on. You got to have some type of strategies. Me, I came up with a big sketch plan. What did I do in the sketch plan? I was drawing peoples. I was writing scriptures on them. I was just fighting in the spiritual way, because I believe if this person is not going to communicate with me, we're going to find some way to talk to them. I'm serious. And this is where I felt good about myself, because I was fighting. I said, you know what? These people ain't going to talk to me. They neglected me and they don't want to say it. You know what I'm saying? Pride, oh my God. This is horrible, because when people don't put it away and they just saying, oh, you, then you want to change yourself to make it better. But you know what? Sometimes you don't have to change yourself. Sometimes you're going to have to remove yourself. Sometimes you're just going to have to say, you know what? Honestly, I understand this is how you are, but you trained yourself to be this way. And I really, truly do care about you and everything like that. But the real reason why I removed myself is because you're not nice. You know, so neglection could come from a whole lot of things. And so for me, what I did was I got my devotionals. And then I started planning out my day. I got my journal in the back. I had got my notebook. And then I had got a whole big plot here to where I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing for myself, and I am showing people how to do it. Now, I've been called to do a lot of things. Yesterday, I was in the lift, and this person just felt my spirit, y'all, and he just tried to lift me up. I mean, this man was just questioning me like I was in an interview. I'm like, oh Lord. So I'm on the way to get to work, right? And this guy is just like, okay, he's feeling something in the atmosphere. So he's throwing things out. He's like, you're going to work. I said, yes, I am. So he tells me, he's like, you know what? He said, man, how long you been there? I said, 4 years. Then he's like, man, even possibly, you thought about considering full time. I said it would be nice, but right now, I'm still in the struggle of childcare issues. And so he's like, "Oh, okay. So what do you do then, if you only work in the weekend?" So I told him, I said, "Well, I just try to create my own little business, and it's called Marquela the Life Speaker." And he said, So he made me say my name about 10 times. He said, "Say it, Marquela the Life Speaker." He said, "That's right, you're speaking life." So the guy was just, it was something about this guy to where he's like, "You need to be into this. You need to be really into this because this could help you." So as I'm getting lifted, I'm like, "Oh, I can feel that." This guy in here was just like, "You know what? Another thing." He's bum rushing me with things. He's like, "You need to get a fashion shop. You need to get, you need to start getting to where you're doing these topics and doing this and doing that." I'm like, "Whoa," like I'm being called out all over the city. Just random people just really coming out with different ideals. One of the things about it is, though, I really do love fashion. And that's why I'm at my job currently, because I love fashion. So the thing about it is, I even know when I was at work the other day, the lady, I said, "Girl, I like that outfit." And so she told me, she said, "That's why you in this though. Cause I could tell the way you dressing. You like to be fashionable." I really do. I just had the fashion passion thing, and I love to talk. So I'm like, I'm talking with a fashion. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when you're dealing with different things, it's good to find people to lift you up. And it's good to find people with different ideals and you write it down in your vision board. Because at the end of the day, we all need help. But what I've learned, though, in the business, y'all, we all on different topics. But when I learned in the vision, let me tell you something. You cannot listen to everybody. Not everybody gives you good advice. Do what's best for you. Go for what's working for you. Okay? Because it's not saying that you're being whatever. It's just saying that you can't take everybody's advice. They can give it to you. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be the one to make the choice. You have to make your own choices. We are living in a different generation right now, and we need to get up. There's so many people my age right now just close their dreams down because somebody made a comment on it. Do not stop it, because you don't know what you can do to help people. There's so many people with beautiful voices. There's so many people with different things that they have a great thing doing. They have a good, I don't know how to explain it, but they have something really good, like a good talent. You know what I'm saying? And so many people had dropped it. So what we need to do together is get up. Don't drop nothing. It's going to be hard because people will talk about you. They will, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you don't like it. They're going to say something. But let them say something. I know for me, I be having moments where people say something, it just throws off my whole schedule because my brain don't take words lightly. I am very emotional, but in ways where I feel like people just say things and they think that they're justifying, that they're always right. But sometimes you could just be flat out wrong because you wouldn't want nobody to confront you like that. Sometimes you got to be careful what you're saying to people because it could really come out to be offensive. And even though, you don't mean no harm, people take things to heart. And I know me, sometimes I take it to heart, but I do it in levels where you won't see me. I just be like, I just smile. But we got to be careful what we're saying to people because not everybody like me. Not everybody like me. And I used to know when I used to kind of joke around with people or say certain things to people, they take it to offense. And so I don't want nobody to get offended by what I'm saying. I want people to get the help. And if it's not helping them, I want them to go to what's helping them. My main goal plan for my Quail the Life speaker is for you guys to understand these are current events that I am still working on. So these are things that we are working together during this situation. You know what I'm saying? All these topics I'm throwing at you, these are topics that I'm currently focusing on. Look. So remember, everything that I'm telling you, we working together. Because there's no I into team. Okay, I strongly believe that the neglection happened because people put I into team. There's all of us, and we got to work together because we're not perfect. And so when I was dealing with the neglection or feeling like I didn't belong, I just had to really get around the positive in the right way, because sometimes people don't mean no harm, but not everybody could help you. You can't take everybody's help. You can't. You just got to really just feel what's best for you. And you have to do what's best for you. I mean, it is so hard. You know, it really is. Especially trying to get your point across. If you're trying to get your point across, but this has been going on for months, it's time to let it go. Seriously, man. If you sitting there for months trying to talk for months and you're not being heard, it's time to let it go. If they're telling you you need to be quiet and you really sincerely want to talk to them, but you don't feel like they understand you, it's time to let them go. Neglection is not a good feeling, but if they don't see you or they can't hear you out, then you need to find who can. Because there's plenty of people out here that will, man, help you. You're not going to fall. Even if, you feel like you're totally alone. You're really not. Because in my situation, I thought I was alone. I thought I was going to be in the house neglected and all types of things. But as I got older, I started to realize, no, I'm not. There's some good people that is for me. That will help me. Because sometimes you got to be careful with you. You are an expensive brand. You can't have everybody in your circle. You can't have everybody in your team. And it's not saying that you're like, I don't want you in there. It's just saying that, you know what? I can't have you in here because I don't like the type of behavior going on. I don't like the type of words that always said. I don't like the fact that you're always questioning me and interrogating me. But what I found out, most people who question you, most people interrogate you, most people who continue to keep picking and picking and picking and picking at you, guess what you're doing? They're picking at you because you're teaching them something that they weren't taught. Believe it or not, some people that are way older than us, they learned something from us, but they might not said nothing about it because they're pride. So don't get it twisted when you're thinking that, they're completely just don't care about you, because they do. And so most people, when they leave you and they're talking about it had nothing to do with nothing. When people leave you, it had a lot to do with the fact that you was teaching them something. And they didn't want to feel like they were just scared. They were interrogated by you because they're older than you and they feel like they should be teaching you, but you ended up teaching them. And they kind of like, man, I raised this person or I took care of this person. And they are teaching me something. Think about that too. When people leave you, why? Do some studies on these things. I'll be a study girl. Most of the times when I learned about when people left me, it was because the fact that I was teaching them something and I didn't realize I was. I was teaching them different way of thinking. And they didn't like it. I just have a different way of doing things. And it's not of how people want me to do it. It's of how I feel I should do it. Because at the end of the day, these people are going to come and go, come and go, come and go, come and go out your life. So that when they making comments, they ain't going to stay there in your life. They just going to come and go. And that's why you got to pick the choice that's right for you. Because that's how life is. It comes and goes. It comes and goes and come and go. Every day is a different day and a different dollar. You made $100 the first day, and then now you about $20 short. You know, you got a lot of stuff going on. That's how it is in life. It's just be so much stuff going on to where you have to understand when these people are removing themselves, they are pretty much doing you a favor. Or if you removed yourself, how did you improve? Start thinking in a different way. And I'm telling you, things will work out a little bit more better for you. I was always looked down upon. At least I felt that way. It wasn't that. A lot of people looked at me in a different way. But most of them just had so much pride. And most of them see me as competition. You know, a lot of people love to compete with me. And I just took things so smoothly because I'm like, I don't do all that. I just don't. That is not me, and I'm not fit to do all that. I am just a smooth person. And I think, you know, I got a lot of that characteristics from my dad because I think about him and how he worked at Rouvier, you know, and he loved working at this job. This was his favorite thing to do. He stayed in what he loved to do. And he didn't let nobody stop him. He did what he had to do. He loved serving food. He was a food server. So the man stayed there for years until Rouvier shut down. Then he went to the Marriott Casino and he stayed there too. I mean, this man, he was my Superman. So every time when I get frustrated, I think about my Superman, you know, because my dad was such a cool person to where I'm inspired by him, really, because the fact is he was such a kind-hearted man, and he remained that way, though. And that's what I'm thinking about when I was questioned yesterday in that Lyft car. And the guy said, "What do you not like about yourself?" And I told him the truth. I said, "I don't like to be kind. I hate being kind. Because every time people think they could just say whatever they want to say and they hurting you. So then you get hot-headed. The only reason why you getting hot-headed because they irritating you. They saying things constantly and you don't understand why. You know, it's like, why are you doing that? Calm down. Get some little water or something going on." But the guy told me, he says, "You never stop being kind." He said, "I need you to start doing these topics about how kind you are." Doing topics and doing topics. And he just kept throwing off about my business. And he was encouraging me. He was lifting me up in levels where he was telling me, don't stop being that gift. Because if you gonna stop your gift, just like how I broke down in his car and cried. Like, he said, "Oh, that's powerful. You crying in front of me. You crying in front of people. You done this before." He said, "Yeah, you are a life speaker." He said, "I see a businesswoman. I see somebody who's not going to give up." And this all had to happen. See, my daddy didn't neglect me because my daddy was sick. I'm crying the whole time because I missed him. But guys, I am so blessed because the fact is, don't you think after me seeing this man pass away in my eyes, and this is my superhero, you know what I'm saying? And he is on the ground. Don't you think that I would have just gave it all up? Like, I think this story is gorgeous because I could have just said, I don't even want to take care of my kids. I'm going to put them up for adoption. Did you not know? I hear stories about one of my co-workers told me, and he said it was sad. He was he was just angry back then, and his mom put him up on for adoption. I watched Steve Wiko, and the guy on the thing, the woman on there threw her kid out and put him up for adoption. If your parents still have you, you are so blessed. Because some parents would just give it all away. I think about how strong I am now, and sometimes I might not get the support that I really need. People think that I want people to, no, I don't want nobody to do nothing. All I need you to do is just support me like I would support you. Love me like I would love you. Everything that I'm giving into you, I'm just expecting you to give it right back. If I'm giving you love, I'm expecting that back from you. You know, it's not even about anything, but it's when I think about this is powerful. Because when I saw my daddy on the ground, I was mad at God. I was totally not me. It took a while for me to get like this, and it didn't matter who was talking to me. I couldn't hear nothing they said because my superhero is on the ground, and I just was like, oh, heck no. And it was to the point where I could have said, I'm not going to be out here struggling because I know y'all not going to help me. So I could have just went a whole nother level and been like, oh, no. He on the ground, and I know y'all not finna do nothing. Because y'all tried, but y'all don't even mean it. Y'all don't mean it from the heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing how y'all doing. I'm watching your action. Forget all that talking. I'm seeing how you moving. I know you not going to help me, and I know you don't want to. I know who you want to help. You know what I'm saying? And don't put my kids in it because my kids ain't got nothing to do with it. So then after a while of me feeling neglected, seeing that young Superman on that floor, I had to be strong. That was hope because I saw his life brought out. Okay? Nobody would not understand because I am not for them to understand. A lot of people will justify, clarify, but when you see a man who protects you, when you see a man, your blood, this ain't no stranger off the street. This is your flesh and blood. Sat up there and had your back all them times when everybody, he knew I was not treated right. So he saved his only forgotten daughter. Okay? He wanted to make sure because he lost the daughter. He wanted to make sure his baby was okay. He used to say, okay, baby, okay. Look, he wanted to make sure his baby was okay because she was his only forgotten daughter. He took this daughter to Coast. He took this daughter to the college. He took the daughter to wherever she needed to go, good or bad. All you know, Superman was going to wait right there for you to make sure that you came out of this safe. Okay, and then when you see Superman on that floor dead, you like, oh no! But then Superman plotted and put it in your heart. Okay, Superman came around here and put some hope in your heart. Superman came around here and put some life into you. So when Superman died, he arisen. Okay? Do you hear the story? Do you hear it, y'all? Superman arisen. He came back to life now. Okay, so what did he do when he died? When I felt like I was neglected. When I felt disrespected. When I wanted to go around there and snatch somebody off their head. What did I do? What did I do? I remember what Superman taught me. See, Superman, nobody didn't believe in him. Nobody didn't believe in him. He didn't have to smack people. He didn't have to beat on people. He just had a soft gift. And people mistaken his gift for weakness. People mistaken him. And when his baby had a baby, it was all the hell that broke loose. But see, the thing about it is, Superman still flew. He didn't give up on his baby. He was a great father. And a lot of people try to take the position thinking you had to be all rough and pop me in the head for me to understand. No, you did not. See, Superman plotted positivity words in his mouth. See, Superman didn't give up on no hope. See, when people, even myself, didn't believe I can fly, Superman knew I could fly. See, when I was on that ground, Superman came up there and picked me up off that ground. See, people think that you can't make it in your life. But let me tell you something, what Superman told me. To be or not to be is the question. I'm not going to give up on Superman because Superman didn't flow me around there till fall. Now, see, when I got on here, a lot of people was like, man, Quay is really on here. She was the, whoa. Now, I didn't want to do it. Because I said, no. Everybody gonna shoot me in my head. Because they know I'm gonna go and get their bread. Because when I get on there, I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna talk. And I'm going to talk in a series to where I'm telling them they can get up. Because Superman, there's somebody down there that had hope for you, baby. There's somebody down there when everybody looking at the outside. Somebody knew your inside. See? Whew! My Superman, when I was down there neglected, he wanted to make sure I was safe. That was his main goal for his only forgotten daughter. He already lost the daughter. And he ended up having another one. So when he saw how she was getting treated, he looked at this daughter. He did not see what everybody else see in this daughter. He seen somebody that just had a life, but he wanted to make sure his only forgotten daughter was safe. That's it. That was his main goal. Did this superhero dreams come true after he arisen? I gotta stand for this story. I gotta stand. I gotta get on my cover. You know what? I'm gonna be covered. Because you know what? Superman had my back. Alright now? And did I stand? Did I stand on it on my Quayle the Life speaker when Superman told me I can do it? Because he believed I can fly. I believe I can too. I believe I can do all things. Because somebody believing in me. You know what? Let me tell you something. From the spiritual universe, the light shine. Somebody believe in me. 2 people believe in me. I didn't even know. I thought nobody cared but my daddy. But guess what now? Superman flew and he found something. This young man, my little brother, believed in me too. He believed in me. He believed in me. I don't even know how this come about in my house. How it flow in my house like this. But there was a note and he had to be about 11 or 12. And he says to his deceased sister, that's the older sister after I was born. He says, I miss you, sis, with all my heart. I wish you were here, but I know you're watching me in heaven. And I want you to know I will always watch your little sis. So in this, he says, guide her to the lights of her future instead of the darkness, because I know he knew my future was bright before I got here. So I got him some bright lights, and I put them lights on my eyes because he knew my future was bright. See, my daddy didn't have to whoop Because at the end of the day, when I went to parenting classes, what I learned in the parenting classes, you can only guide your kid. You can't control their mind. I was crazy back then, but my daddy never looked at it. He still had positivity in me. Yes, his baby had a baby. His only daughter had a baby, and he lost his other child, but he still had her back. And see, he saw how everybody was treating her. He saw how everybody was looking at her. He seen how some people was just doing things just because. He seen how his daughter was being treated, and he seen how he was being treated, but then he continued to keep on covering this baby. Even when people were getting jealous because he was putting the cover on the baby. Why? She grown. Because he didn't stop being in his position. You know what? Some young lady on the Facebook stuff, I saw her last night, poor baby. May she continue to keep going. She said, the older generation just stopped. They just stopped being parents. They just stopped being in their positions. When do you ever stop? It don't matter what age you in. When do you ever stop being in your position? This baby was pouring her heart out on there. When do you stop being in your position? That's true. That's on them though. Because we the new generation. We the bright lights. We is the bright lights to these futures. We gotta get up, y'all. We gotta be the superheroes to our little ones if you have one. If you ain't got no kids, it's okay. You still gotta be a superhero to somebody. It's not all about having no kids, baby. You still gotta get up, baby. I know it was hard out there when the older generation just said, BAM! And they left us. And they just thought it was cool. And you can't talk to them. Oh no, because they know all things. Well, let's teach this older generation something new. Let's teach them when we fall, we're going to make sure we help each other get up. And we ain't going to tell them what to do. We're going to show them how. Let's teach them something they weren't taught. Ha! Because Superman taught me something. And what he taught me is to believe in myself. Superman didn't have me out here driving every day for me to give up on hope. And for a minute, man, I could have been in the mental hospital. And I was enrolled up in one. I could have stayed up in there. I could have, would have. Because daddy gone, I'm trying to be gone too. Look, please. I don't want to be out here with uncaringless people, fake loving people, all line stuff going on. No, I don't want to be there. I want to be up there with the person that love. But they're only to find out there's still love because the universe sent this, out of nowhere. It was God who sent my little brother. And he came after me. So it was me, and then he came, and he was getting sick when he was little, but he made it through it too. So at the end of the day, what I'm telling y'all, we need to stop thinking about the neglection and think about what we gonna do next. Because at the end of the day, this generation we gonna miss our older generation. But if they spent most of their time just and making us pay and making us owe them, making us give them all types of money, making us give them all things, and we out here struggling, then you know what? It's time to fight for our rights because I love these older generations. But they spent most of the time telling us half the story instead of the full point of views. And they wonder why we ain't comfortable with calling them. They wonder why we not comfortable with talking to them. Because they don't want to tell us the real truth. They want to tell us half the story, not full of it. And then they got us out here on the ground, kicking us out. I mean, this young lady was sad. It was so much going on that Facebook thing to where I had to post on my Facebook like, that's it. I'm being called. Because at the end of the day, the young lady said the mother kicked her at this house. Come on now. For a man. In her dog. Her clothes is out. She's always making sure her mama look good. And she kicked her out. Come on. The other girl that I had at my work told me her mama was on drugs all the time. And she would call her fat, call her names. And she had to, do things to make herself look skinny. She always called herself ugly, and she always tried to hurt herself. So every time I see her, I'm like, you been okay, baby? I miss you. There was some stories told to me that really just, oh my God. I had my mentor Rita. I always call her that. That's my co-worker. She told me about her story. And she told me how her mama didn't even want her to go to school. But she went. It was so many family dramas going on. And mine was, I just had a baby at a very young age and I had to pay for it. And it was before I even had the kids, because of my crazy self. I was having addiction back then. I got beaten on because people felt like my daddy was not a daddy. And they had to whoop me. They had to put scratches on the back of my neck because they felt like my daddy was not my daddy. But you don't have to always beat someone to them to understand. The feeling of neglection comes from anything. How about everybody started to notice you, and some did, and they noticed when you had a baby, though. Oh, yeah. Some helped, some didn't. Some of them talking about you all in other groups, and the little kids telling you, one of your cousins telling you that you being talked about the baby, so you got a whole family discussion going on about you having these kids instead of them being there for you, and then you're getting told don't have no more and all this stuff. And they the older generation. They the older ones. They the ones that's supposed to help us. They the one that's supposed to just pick us up, lift up us, guide us which way we should go. It says it in the Bible. But yet they sitting there clowning and talking and all that stuff. But then they don't know what they leaving. Judge Memphis, he said it. He had said it, man. He said this. It's sad. These people trying to change. And y'all won't let us change. So you know what? I'm about to get my cake. I'm tired of y'all. I am tired of y'all. I'm about to get my cake. And I'm going to be the change. Because you know what? A lot of people would tell me to shut up. But some people, they will blow my phone up. They wanted me. Because I had a story to tell. And my daddy, I see him in them dreams so much because you know what? It was a remembrance of him saying, you better keep going. You better speak, baby. Because my daddy didn't give up on hope. Okay, he did not. He wasn't like everybody else. He did not. He was a working hard man. See, that's the problem. People think that you got to have $1 million to prove a point. You ain't got to have nothing to prove a point. Because God created you to be wonderful. Most of the reason why these kind people are getting picked on is because we got gifts. And we not stuck on the worldly things. We look at the small and we appreciate that. We got more than just the world. We got a rich at heart. And see, for me, I just don't look at that worldly. Man, when my daddy surprised us because he had paid for his own funeral. My dad was full of surprises. But in this, though, when he died and we had a confusion going on about what was going to go on, I said, I'll give you all my money. I'm cool. Because in my head is this. Yes, But I believe in this. My daddy taught us to take care of each other, no matter how the situation is, and we never leave nobody behind. No situation is no greater than anybody. You don't leave nobody behind. There's no justifications on it. Neglection is neglection. And yes, I was left right when I was 21 after his death. I was just left. Everybody kept whooping me. Boo, 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 just about these babies. But my dad, he didn't whoop me. He just loved me. So what am I telling you guys in this story? Is that it's time for y'all to get up, y'all. And if you cannot give up, you cannot give up. And if you cannot get up, let me show you how. I can do it, man. I care about your hearts. I care about the city. I have people coming to me all the time. I try my best to send them to the different places, but they always wanted to go to me because they were just really generally comfortable with going to me. And so I had people even coming to me asking me, was it confidential? Like, if they come to me, is their business going to be told? If they don't want their stories to be told, I won't tell their stories. But just like I told these people's stories, yes, I'm going to be telling some stories. But if you do not want your story out there, I will not. I will not tell your story. But I am Marquela the Life Speakers, where we speak life to those hearts. So our main goal is in this business is to really just tell people that they can do it. And so if the person is telling me their stories, what I do is I will take their stories and I'll go and talk about it too. And I try to encourage other people because they are scared and afraid to tell theirs. Because a lot of people just had stories and they couldn't tell their stories. And so I love it. I will interview people already. I've been doing this since I was small. I always had the thing for stories. I always had the thing for just like talking to people. And I had it in a fashionable way. You know what I'm saying? I always had that goal plan in my life to where I seen it. You know, and the streets hit me a little bit, but then I still seen it in the streets. I was in the streets still listening to different stories. You know, I was interviewing people. I mean, I had all types of people. Friends, you know, they were out there on them streets, man. I already know about all them stories. I was that person who heard them. And it was some people who really came to me. And I would try to send them somewhere else, but they wanted me. And that's why I know that my Quaver the Life Speaker program will go up. And you know, when the name brought up, I don't even know how it came about. But Marquela, the name is so unique. And a lot of people love my name. And then the life, because I will speak the life out of you, and it's really true. And then the speaker, I could speak like no tomorrow. So there's so many questions about this businesses. It's nothing private about it. But I'm moving out of Facebook, away from it. So I still be on there randomly with pictures and randomly with status. But when it's coming about life, I gotta blog it out. I gotta YouTube out. I gotta go somewhere else because I'm being challenged somewhere huge. And then there's this business, it's going to be really increased eventually because it is a work from home type of thing. And I didn't need to get no degrees from it. So when I went to college, I just went for studies. I didn't want no degrees. See, you got to choose what's best for you, not what's best for others, because they're not going to be with you. They're not. Even if you want them to. Not everybody's going to agree with you, but there's some people who are. And right now, Marquela the Life Speaker, there's so many people. Somebody from out of town, I see it. Visit my website. So these are different people I don't even know. Like my website, my YouTube channels. Oh yeah, eventually I keep up the good determination. It's going to be all right. Because what am I going to do if I did make money? Because a lot of people asking me, are you going to probably make money? If I do make money, this is what I'll do. First of all, I'll need more pencils, papers, all that stuff for this business because there's a lot. It's a lot of topics that people want me to talk about. And I have to be stocked up all these pencils and stuff to write it down. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is I'm going to save up for my kids. Another thing is I'm going to try to move out and get a beautiful house. Another thing is it would be nice for me to go get my car, my vehicle. Another thing is not even that. I want to do something. It's in my heart to do. I want to help this little man here because he's been sitting home taking care of our sick mom. So I want to help him. I want to be that person to give him a grant so that he can go to college because he took care of his mom. Okay? I want to help my mama get a nurse. I want to be able for her to get a nurse because she needs a nurse. And so my little brother can go ahead and live his life and my oldest brother can too. I want my brothers to live their life. My main goal in my life to know that all parts of the family matters. There will be donations in different organizations. But at the main part of my life right now is to stand on these behalf of these young folks. Letting them young men know that they can do it. Letting them young men know that they can be fathers. Because there's people like me missing their father and it doesn't matter what age they are. So see, with Marquay the Light Speaker, she just want to make people know and not even make, she want to let people know that there's somebody who's crying about these young fathers. There's somebody who's crying about these young mothers. And there's some, man, it's not even young, it's all. It's all. See, I had a business, but then I closed it. It's called Let's Help Each Other page, and it was on Facebook. And I never closed it. It's still open, but I don't know. Then I told them out and I said, you need to get something with your name on it. Maybe you'll take this business a little bit more serious if you get something with your name on it. And Marquay the Light Speaker, I'm telling them, like, this is going fast. Because this is something to where I knew I wanted to be. Because I had clients already. I just didn't have the classroom. And so when someone said, man, you need to make some videos, girl. You need to make something because we be seeing you on Facebook. I was on Facebook for so long. But that's an old image. I'm trying to get to where it's new. Man, somebody from Virginia visit me. I don't know who that is. So I'm trying to get like that. I'm trying to get all over. Not familiar. The familiar was still coming. They're invited. But I'm trying to get all over the city. Because I done met all types of people already. So you feel me? That's why now when I'm out there, I'm trying to now show them, visit me. Come visit me, man. Because I can help you. And if they got any topics, if they want to call me, if they need help, that's where that blog is. Because there's some people that actually want to speak with me. So that's where the blog comes in. Because you go on the blog, there's still some things on that blog. But the video came to play because people are like, man, video. So that's why I'm trying to just come up here, let y'all know what's up about Marquay the Light Speaker. This is an organization on behalf of Alan Lucas Jr. May he rest in peace. This is something where he knew I loved him. My daddy knew I loved him so much. And he was my Superman. He saved my day. And every time I hear that song, Superman ain't got nothing on me. I'm only one call away. I'll be here to save the day. Superman ain't got nothing on me. I'm only one. My daddy was that. And there was some little superhero behind him. So guys, keep watching Marquay the Light Speaker. Because this business is huge for me. It's very huge for me because you know what, my dad, he would have been so proud of me. He would have been so proud that I did something that I really like to do. And it's not just, I've been on YouTube before, I have, because I saw one of the little videos of when I was younger and I was showing the house, and I saw me calling myself an angel, and then I was stuck on that, because I said, I called myself that? I already planted something in me when I was younger. One of the guys, well, girls, or whoever I was watching on YouTube once said, you are what you speak. And she was saying, it was he said, you already knew what you were since you were little. And I used to call myself a little lawyer. And then as I got older, I started to see myself fighting for other people. Literally, I was getting beat for other people. I was sitting there like, it ain't even my business. But everybody knew. When Marquella come in town and you messing with her loved ones, you messing with her friends, she on it. What's up? They be like, this not even your business. I don't care. You don't leave them now. So that's how I was. That's why my kids crazy now. And that's how I was. I would speak for those who couldn't. And you know what? I see how I am now. And I'm speaking now for those who are afraid too. And that's why everybody would come to me in the family. The middle child. Look, that's why everybody came to the middle child. Because they knew you come to her. Uh-oh. Hey! So I knew what I was since I was little. I used to say I wanted to be a lawyer. And you know what? As I'm getting older, I'm Marquella the Light Speaker. She's speaking on behalf for her clients that couldn't speak. And it's beautiful. This is a gorgeous episode. This is beautiful. And I hope you guys remember Marquella the Light Speaker. She ain't giving up. She not. Because a lot of people right now, they so inspired to where they're like, oh my God, you need to get a stage. Oh my God. I'm like, oh no, y'all doing too much now. I don't want to get a stage now. Not yet. I'd rather be on the camera because, man, but I'm going to be called out. I'm going to be called out now. But I'm going to be careful now. Look, I don't know about all that. See, you get in where you fit in. And where do you fit at is the question. My dad used to say, to be or not to be, did you want to live or die? And I wanted to live. And guess what I'm doing? I already succeeded. I did. I already succeeded. It's a lot of times where people will look at the outside of the appearance and they don't realize it, but they don't know because they don't know what's going on with you because you don't tell them because you're not comfortable. When it comes to your business, you have to be comfortable in order to want to change. So I can understand if Marquella the Light Speaker is not for you because you might not feel like I fit into your category. But like I told you, with my black and white cover, that I am a baby superhero. But not even that now. I'm a woman one. And we finna fly all across this city. So if you want to change and you need someone to help you because you are afraid, please follow that blog. And please message me. And please leave your information down there on that blog. And I will help you. I will fight for your case. I will fight for your rights. And I promise you, you will be safe with me. Nobody will hurt you. Nobody will do anything to put you in harm's way. And if you're telling me something, it is confidential. Because I've been asked that. It is. If it's something that you do not want to be told, it will not be told. I am not that person because it's private. But there is stories that I will tell. So remember, if there's something that you really don't want out and you needing extra assistance, simply click on that blog that I'm going to put on here and then start writing your information, and I will get to you as soon as possible. I even started a automatic system on my blog, so it will be messaging you immediately when you get on. So remember, there's a blog out there as well so that you can contact me specifically about the video that you saw. Thank you so much for watching Marquela the Life Speaker, where we help save those souls. And it does mean a lot to me because this is something to where I am trying to let people know that we can do it. We done lost a lot of people over the years, and feeling neglected is not what God wants us to feel. And so in this, Marquela the Light Speaker, we're going to have our lights on, but we also going to show you a little bit something about hurting in this devotional right here, about hurting. So I'm going to hold my lights on, and I'm going to read this to you. And we're going to say it together, and then we're going to go out and pray. You know? And so a lot of us right now are feeling discouraged. Okay? And that was me. I feel discouraged in this business. So this is going to be for all of us together. And here it goes. Truth for when you are feeling discouraged. Whenever God allows you to experience more demands, setbacks, and even pain than you think you can handle, it's easy to become overwhelmed and find yourself discouraged. Why even get up in the morning when the burdens are so heavy and the path ahead and clear? Because in seasons like these, you can experience the bittersweet closeness of your Heavenly Father, who will enable you by His power and His presence to stand strong in every trial and navigate every tribulations. He has been faithful through the ages. He is faithful now, and He will always. He will be your strength, whatever problem you face. So I'm going to try to get us a little scripture. Now they all long. Well, in this, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Okay? John 14:27. And that's for all of us, because sometimes during this travel, we're going to feel discouraged. Okay? So I need you to do me a favor. Continue to follow both. Subscribe to the channel, and then just make sure you on that blog. And put your information down there as well so that we can work together as a team and get these emotions together. Also, April the 17th of 2019, there will be an emotion party going on. And so if you're in Las Vegas, Nevada, and you would like to attend, you can come to the emotion party. Bring your cool glasses, because this is where we're going to really be going ham on these emotions, tackling this. The little dancing fighters will definitely be out there. There will be music. There will be cooking. There will be a lot of stuff going on. And so I do plan on doing these events sooner or later. I'm going to start plotting it out and stuff. So it's time to get it going. You feel me? It's time. Because sometimes we waiting and we ain't got nothing to wait on. It's time to be strong, y'all. It's time to be it. Because Superman didn't have me flow out here to sit. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do and what's best for me. And this is amazing, and it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, I love it. And sometimes when I think about Marquela the Life Speaker, I do get discouraged. So that was a beautiful little message that we said for each other. So I'm going to lay us out on prayer. Let's hold this light up, because we're going to need it. We're going to need to be strong together. Oh, Heavenly Father, right now in the name of Jesus, for those who feel discouraged right now, Lord, I ask you to continue to be with them all right now in the name of Jesus. We've been through so much right now. We've been feeling like we couldn't make it in our life right now in the name of Jesus. But you called us to do great things. Right now, in the name of Jesus, rebuke the spirit of fear. So many times people try to stop us from doing where we need to go. But right now, Lord, you said in your own words that you would never leave us nor forsake us. So right now, in the name of Jesus, continue to be with us. Even when we feel like we can't make it, you said we can. Even though we on the ground, you said that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. I know that you put a little heavens in our heart, so we would never settle for less. So right now, in the name of Jesus, continue to be with us. Amen. Guys, this is very long today, wasn't it? Don't you guys give up on hope. I know it's hard being neglected, people not understanding you, but they gonna understand when you get up there and your business did increase. They gonna understand when you finally make it in your life that your business did really go ham. They gonna understand it because you done made $1.2 million off your business. They gonna understand it then. They gonna understand when you are caring the hearts. They gonna understand that. They gonna understand it. So you gotta use your gifts. You know, on Facebook, the videos, the guy said, man, so many people didn't even use their gifts anymore. They just stopped. They just stopped. There ain't no new intervention. There ain't no intervention going on. There ain't nothing new but electronics. That's it. There ain't nothing new out there. Look at my face. I look so young. This is new. My Quaver the Light Speaker is new. The name is new. The name is like, wow. So this is new. This is a program. This is something that everybody going to be like, wow. Because when she come out for real, yes, I'm going to be challenged because I'm already am. So many people are calling me to speak out there. They stuff. Like this stuff ain't no joke. My Quaver the Light Speaker. We getting in there. We ain't going to stop, man. It's time. It's time. I've been called, man. God been tapping me too much. And he had bright lights in my face in my dreams. He ain't playing with me. I see myself walking up them stairs in the higher ends. He ain't playing with me. He ain't playing. And you know what? He bring my dad continuously because my dad didn't play that. There ain't no grounds. There ain't no falling down. You better get up and you better do what you're supposed to do because it's time to get up. It's time. It's time to fight for your right. It's time. It's time. That's right. I am a lawyer. So, we gonna get up together again. Follow the blog. Put your information down there too so that I can keep in contact with you. Okay? Because I want to make sure my clients are okay. I want to make sure my new clients is okay. This is new because I had my old clients. I tried them for all them years. But now it's time to go out for some new clients now. It's time to see what we can do. What else we can cure? Because you can't be selfish with your clients now. You can't just have just one. You can't have all the clients. Because your gift is powerful. You start carrying one gift and you're just using all your gift on one person. How about use your gift on millions? How about that? I'm trying to use my gift on millions of people. This is powerful. This was powerful. The universe is yours. That's right. And that's what I'm trying to do, y'all. Come on now. Go on to that blog now. I'm done. We done talk all day long. Thank you for visiting my Quaver the Light Speaker where we help hear those hearts. Have a very great day.